Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to another week of racing here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. As Evan Laux alluded to, it's a beautiful day today, a really beautiful day. It's nice to get this weather towards the end of September, and it looks like that's going to carry over throughout the rest of the week. We've also got some pretty good weather in Kentucky. I know it's busy in Lexington right now with sale season underway tonight. It's going to be day one of that sale, and what's going to kickstart a busy week there, obviously, with a big card on the weekend over there, as well as they put a close to the Grand Circuit meet. And looking forward to being there over the weekend as well for the second year in a row. But I'll be leaving my co-host, the Hall of Famer Andy Waples, hanging this weekend, but can't say I feel bad. I'm pretty stoked about going to Lexington.
Well, I feel bad because I'm not going to Lexington with you.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful place to be.
How many times have you driven there?
Oh, God, I don't know. Quite a few.
You drove Real Desire there, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Real Desire, Sandpail was there. There were some really, really nice horses there one day.
It's a fun little road trip, I hear, when you went to drive Real Desire. Yeah. It was a fun group that you went with.
Oh, it was an interesting group, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Didn't take long to get there either.
No. You're the guy at the wheel who could really put the pedal down and take you there pretty quick. Eh?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it would have been safer to go to the Demolition Derby than to drive home with that guy.
Oh, yeah. It's just fun times. I always love hearing the stories from back in the day as well, but it certainly didn't affect your driving that weekend
No, it
as
was
well.
a good weekend.
Certainly woke you up, I bet.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. But, yeah, it was a great weekend. You set a world record with one, and then you win another stake final with a horse that pays over $200.
I was going to say, you won one with a big bomb, right?
Yeah.
So nice job.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Not often that Randy Waples pays 200 and change on a horse. But did you feel like you had a chance with that one, though, going in?
I didn't know anything about it. I just, the driver that was supposed to drive it had to leave early, and she was in a later race, and the guy didn't know the guy. He's come and asked me if I could stick around and drive it, and I'm like, sure. Perfect. And she ended up winning. So it was 2 wins, both Kentucky finals, and then and Real Desire was a world record.
Yeah, it was a great time for you there. I mean,
it's like great feeling.
First time, big time.
He was the greatest horse I drove up till that point.
Really, eh?
Wow, he was something.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to going there again. Went there for the first time last year, and I tell you what, it's a top 3 place for me that I've been to. I mean, the community, the racing, the nightlife, everything about it is great.
I think if there was a track in heaven, that's the one that would be there.
Yeah, my favorite track.
Yeah, and like you said too, it's not. And for the people out there that haven't been, whatever, I mean, number one, the racing is just ungodly good, and you're right on top of the track. You're right up against it. But the biggest thing that when you go to Kentucky is the people, whether the people at the track or the people that actually live in Lexington and the city and that, they are the nicest people.
Yeah, incredible.
Unbelievable.
Well, the vibes are always high, right? I mean, all the horse people, everybody who goes there, the travel can be pretty grueling, right? Because it's a busy weekday slate, and they have to go back and forth during the Grand Circuit meets across North America. But they have a great time when they go there. I mean, for good reason, because everything about Lexington, I think, is pretty good. So,
hey, quickly, not to get off top very fast, you know what I mean? I thought that was a really, really interesting interview Saturday night that you did with Nancy McNiven.
Tammy McNiven.
McNiven, sorry.
That's a great woman.
I'll say.
Busy, and again, best
She
luck.
wears a lot of hats.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, she does. And I mean, the way she was talking, her daughter Jenna.
Sorry?
It was her daughter Jenna that runs it now. I mean, it looks like Twin B's going to be in good hands with Jenna. So, very, very interesting woman, though.
Big time.
Tammy, yeah.
Very kind woman as well. Like I said, always welcoming. And, it's going to be busy next couple of weeks for her as she gears up for the London sale. And, we want to wish everybody the best of luck in Lexington. They're going to be buying future stars, right?
Rock on Twin B is what I'm going to say.
Absolutely. All right. So speaking of the weekend, though, Randy, I mean, we're excited about this coming weekend, but this past weekend we had some notable highlights as well. We got to see a bunch of provincial champions here in the grassroots divisions, Randy, and we're going to look back at all 8 of them as we got a chance to see it on Saturday, but we're just going to recap the action. How about this filly that JBR got a chance to sit behind? What
a job he's done with it.
He handed the lines over to a catch driver a couple of times, and she's made breaks in that regard. And JBR just keeping her trotting. He's helped her develop, and she's just a confident filly that's razor sharp.
I'd love to be knowing what's going through Bert's head right here. You know what I mean? I mean, He doesn't give himself much credit.
No.
I'll tell you something there. He can get one around just as good as anybody.
A big time. I remember it was we're so accustomed to seeing him hand over the lines in a spot like that to a catch driver, but he did just fine with her all season long, and he really helped her mature. And you could see just how great of a season that she ended. And it might not be done yet. They're going to consider that super final, Randy, if assuming it doesn't fill. We're going to get a chance to see No Better Air here, getting the job done here. She worked out a slick steer by Trevor Henry, and she knew what to do when she saw clear racetrack.
Yeah, she did. I think he maybe just caught Paul McKenzie just a little bit unaware there. I don't think Paul realized that she was coming with quite that much authority. But boy, that one that Paul drove, did she ever race good? That was Lavender, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's a game filly.
Oh, little wee tiny bug.
She can take some air too.
Can she ever?
We're going to get a chance to see her, the 3-year-old trotting filly division, and Foxy Amy just getting the job done with conviction. We talked about that she kind of stood out here in this division, and she certainly showed it here in this grassroots final.
She really, really did. I mean, looks like Bobby's got a handful back in here. We have to take another look at that one, see which one it was. But Foxy Amy, much the best. Jody does the pylon skim with mine, Medley Sealster, but unfortunately one wheel was on the wrong side of the pylons, and I think she finishes second place, fourth. But whoever McClure
she's
had,
a Manalishi.
Again, that was?
We keep talking about.
Is that Lyle's horse?
Yep.
Wow, was she ever live? I think I had her down in for second.
Yeah,
too.
she was one I had underneath, but her confidence is really starting to grow as of late. And here's a look at Simply the Best, appropriately named by this filly in this division, because she took on all challengers and she drew away from them.
She did. And then, J.R. Plant, he kind of won the race for all drivers that night. I think he won 2 of these divisions.
2 of them, yep.
Yeah. So J.R., nice job, nice addition to this circuit too, J.R. Plant. First, I would say this is his first full-time year driving here, and he's put up some really, really nice results.
And you could see what it meant to him, right? In the winner's circle, obviously picking up a couple of grassroots finals for the first time, and doing it for Eric Nadeau as well. A big shout out to him as well. And he got a first grassroots final victory with that filly that he trains as well. And we're going to get an upset here, Randy. LP Bay, we spoke about it, that if there was a horse that we could go to 5 weeks ago, who would be our top selection? It was this Mark Etzel trainee. He added the trotting hopples. And this guy took a lot of air in what was a 66-1 winner.
Yeah, unbelievable. Is he ever starting to rocket right here? Right at this point, the mouse has him reeled in. And here he comes. Listen to the mouse call from Chad.
Oh, yeah.
The mouse Bergeron gets up for the grassroots star, 66-1 from post 10. It's LP Bay and 1.
Wow, he looks good there, doesn't he? And they're not even the bike hobbles. He didn't need much. He's only got the belly hobbles on.
And I got a chance to speak with Mark Etzel on our way back from the winner's circle after his second grassroots final winner, and he said that if it doesn't, they'll enter him. If it doesn't fail, he'll be good to go in that super final, which we know he's a gold colt as is. We're gonna get a chance to see Odds On Bullfrog, and you want to talk about a game racehorse. Again, we spoke about it. He looked like he was going to be collared here, but he really dug in.
Yeah, he did. I thought Jody had him right at this point, but I think Jody kind of thought he was going to glide right on by too. But Bobby had different ideas. He was not letting this guy go to sleep. And how many times have we seen a horse get up alongside of this horse when he looks like he's done and he just drives right back on again?
He's a fighter.
He's
really
a fighter.
Is. And this was another game effort here by another Mark Etzel trading here. Nickel and Dime. What an acquisition it was for the new connections here. He's done really, really well entering Mark Etzel's barn, and I believe he might have picked up win 4 or 5 for the new trainer. But this was a game effort there too. Again, a savvy drive by Trevor to try and steal this race on the front end, and he almost got the job done. But Nickel and Dime just showing his heart that we've seen from him throughout the course of his 3-year-old campaign.
I'm really, really looking forward to what Nickel and Dime does next year.
Yep.
He's got the body kind of type that you could see him maturing a little bit and then really becoming something special too.
Really happy contingent of owners as well in the winner's circle. One of them as well, a pretty young fellow. I believe his name is Salvatore Frank Lamacchia. I might be drawing a blank there on the name, but it's good to see young owners involved in the sport. It's something that we always love to see. So congratulations to the connections on their victory there with Nickel and Dime.
Surprise.
This one to me, you know what? Even though he wasn't the biggest in terms of odds,
played him a few times.
Yeah, but not. I didn't expect. No, 49 flat mile went faster than the open pacers in this spot. And you know what? JR talked about it. He's never really been, kind of revved up off the car.
Never.
And he said, you know what? Let me give him a shot and let me see if I can wake him up. He certainly liked it.
How many times have we said, sometimes you got to tire them out to get them stronger? Well, he tired them out, and he's going to get stronger off of that.
And Dave Maneri capping off the grassroots final night with a big, big victory with Time Passer. But his star aged pacer here, Randy Irvin, Hanover. You want to talk about savvy drives? Louis Waugh went quarter poled move early, and he ended up hanging on. It was the winning move in my opinion, because I think if the trips were reversed, I think Albano's in the winner's circle. I really do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're great steer, 47-2.
Fastest mile ever at Dayton.
Wow.
You got to feel pretty great about that.
Yeah, is he ever on a heater, Irvin, isn't he?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm sure some extra dollars for Dave and company to spend at Lexington. I'm sure they'll be scouting out some youngsters.
Would he be the second famous Irvin in the world?
He might be.
Irvin Magic Johnson be the first one?
I would have to say. But did Irvin ever go 47-2 at Dayton?
Irvin
No,
never
he
went
didn't,
47-2.
No.
Magic never went there. Yeah.
I'm excited to see him at Lexington in the Alarage, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a nice matchup there with aged Pacers, and they could be in the same division with Nijinsky. We spoke about it. There's going to be potentially some decision making for Louis if they hook the same division, if they opt to go to Lexington with Nijinsky.
Yeah, it's just amazing though the way that Irvin kind of started the year out, and then he had the break, and then the way he's come back on the second part of the season. Wow, what a difference!
The way he ended his campaign last year in late November, we figured that he was going to be a staple here. In the aged pacing division. No, not right away. But some of the trips were tough. But right now, he's really, really sharp. And it seems like Louis can do just about anything.
I think he's
with
the
him.
man right now, isn't he?
I'd have to say.
Yeah,
I really have to say. All right, we're going to look at some stats and standings as well over the course of the last week. And I have a feeling we're not going to see James McDonald on this on this page here. This time we're going to see some new faces here. Bob McClure leading the way with 10 wins. Nice, over 677,000 in earning, and
it's a huge win.
Strong
That's
win
a huge
percentage.
week. 10 wins.
27% flat win percentage. That's huge. And Louis Waugh, Doug McNair, and Travis Henry. Travis Henry, really nice to see him on that board, Randy. He's been doing some good things since being a prominent fixture here on this circuit.
Great addition. Absolutely, for sure. And I mean, 10 wins. I mean, you think about that. If you could do 10 wins in a week on this circuit, that's 520 a year.
Was it one night he did 5? Was it 5 on one night and 3 on another?
And then 3 come right back with 3. And he's on a good roll right now.
And he's got a pretty good lineup to kick things off here tonight. He's got Trouble with Names. He's got Flowing Tribute. He's got Zed Athena. He's got a pretty live lineup
How much did
tonight.
Dayton go for the Irvin Hanover race? Do you remember?
Not sure.
No, because boy,
yeah,
didn't take much there. Louis had $1 million week.
He spoke about it though too. He gave up a live lineup here, in the grassroots finals. But when he also said when you have a horse like Irvin, superstar to drive. You got to follow him, and it's still some big dances.
And it's not just the following, that way, but you also want to look after him yourself.
Big time, absolutely. And we're going to look at the trainer standings here for the past week. And top 4, we've got Luke Blais, Sean Stacy, Mark Etzel, and Kyle Fellows there. And Mark Etzel with 9 starters, 2 of them with grassroots final victory. So a great week for Mark Etzel, and Luke Blais, another great week for him. I mean,
look
at
his
the earnings. Yeah, huge.
Yeah, I'll say 10 starts, so he's averaging 54,000 a start. Yeah, not bad.
So, and again, I think we're gonna get a chance to see a Motorcon Legacy in Lexington as well. How cool would that be? To
Legacy or Hanover?
Legacy. You almost got me napping there. It's easy to get those two mixed up. They're both got talent in their own right. But Kyle Fellows rounding out that list as well with a couple of wins, and we're going to see his filly back in action tonight. A clean deal, his star rookie pacing filly. So pretty good card on a Monday, I'd say, Randy.
I would say it's a great card.
We're going to get a chance to kind of highlight what we're going to have on tap tonight. And as Evan mentioned, we do have some golds here tonight. We're going to have 4 gold divisions here this evening. So that's something we're going to, just highlight. Race number 2, race number 4, race number 6, and race number 8. So all for the rookies, for the trotting fillies, trotting colts, pacing fillies, and pacing fillies. We've got a couple of divisions for the trotting fillies. I was curious to see how they were going to be divided, and we'll get to it as we, go through our picks tonight. But Rhonda May Kay, who's going to make her debut in the gold, she's going to be taking on the likes of Flowing Tribute, who is probably our best gold filly provincially, right?
Easily,
and they hooked up one another. But Rhonda May Kay, she needs to win that gold tonight in order to qualify for the super final, because again, she hasn't really had the opportunity to participate in much racing this year. Just making her 3rd lifetime start. I think that most recent effort, though, Randy, I'd say she's going to garner a lot of respect going into
Would you be shocked if she beat
Not
Flowing
at all.
Tribute?
Not at all.
Not at all. Me neither. I think I'd be actually completely not shocked.
I think I went...
And I'm a big fan of Flowing Tribute.
I went with her. I think you did as well. And a bunch of us, I think maybe was it Kevin Plaucho going with her as well tonight. So I don't know who's going to go off as the race favorite. But again, that was a filly who won a big mile last time out. And I think she's ready for a big effort tonight.
The whole thing boiled down to is who's going to get the trip, right? I myself see Jody sitting on Flowing Tribute's back, and if he can get off of her back, I think that she can throw down some serious speed.
Completely agree. But like I said, a really good Monday night program that we've got here tonight. We're going to have golds all week long. We're going to have some golds tomorrow. We're going to have some golds Thursday for the sophomore pacing colts and fillies. But we're going to kick things off here in race number 1 with an overnight race. We've got a field of 8 to kick things off. The current 2-1 favorite is going to be TH Monica. Sam Filion won't be here to drive this evening. It's going to be Louis Watt picking up this Francis Dumichel trainee. And this starter of Green Man Alicia Randy, winless in 7 tries this year, but September 12th, she qualified. She's going to be adding Lasix here in the start, and she also added the trotting hopples as well. So I think this is one that is really intriguing here tonight, and I think it put forth a pretty good effort.
I think both of them are going to be really, really good changes on her. So I'm going to put her up on top, and Louis picking up the drive. I was cool with putting her on top with Sammy driving her, you know. But, Louis got a little bit more experience here in that. So, I mean, that certainly isn't going to, might hurt my price, but it's not going to hurt my feelings any. So let's take a replay look at TH Monica in that qualifier. I mean, before we roll it there, how about the horse that wins this qualifier, John? This is a horse that a few people have heard before, Ardon. Coming out of the Megan's Grand Camp, one of the favorites heading into he did win the Wellwood, and then one of the favorites heading into the Mohawk Million. So there's a reference point for you. Let's go with this one and take a look at how TH Monica deals with the pants on. And we'll see what happens here. But I like the way that she's trot. And one thing that I forgot until I watched this replay again, John, because it has been a kind of a while since we've seen her race, is the size of her. Yep. She's a big, big girl, this girl. So if she starts to get powerful, look out, because she's put together like a racehorse. They
were high on this filly going into a rookie campaign, 1 win in 8 starts, but she had the size, to your point. She had the speed.
She wasn't
able to piece it all together. But right now, like you said, this was a really good qualifying effort here. With the trotting hopple, she was moving really well. And how about the reference point with the other horses in this qualifying effort? I believe it was Ronda May, Ardon, as well as Pierrot Emerald, and there was another one in there. Bobby's Charge was a live one as well. So
Pierrot Emerald come right out of that race and won.
And win, yeah. And then we saw Ronda May come out of that qualifier and get the job done. So a great reference point. And like you said, I think the starter of Green Man Alicia was moving really well with the trotting hopples. And now adding Lasix, I think there's plenty to like here coming into this start tonight.
And she certainly isn't over-raced.
No, big time. No.
She's had 8 starts last year, 7 starts so far this year. Yep. So, I mean, it just seems like you said, like they're trying to get everything pieced together. Now they've gone to the hobbles and the Lasix in one shot. I think they pretty well got everything covered.
I'm going to another horse who added Lasix a couple starts ago, shipping in from Northfield. That's Allure. And I liked that effort last time out. Never left the rail in that most recent outing, but she showed some good go on the end of it. She's going to try the big track here. She has raced on the big track in Lexington. Was taking on tougher company, though. I think this is a better spot for her to hopefully work out a pretty good trip. And I'm hoping, getting a chance to stretch her legs here in this spot is gonna bode well for her. But I think TH Monica is going to be tough to beat if she can piece it all together tonight.
That's the whole thing, But I mean, if they got to be able to sort of somehow save their season or save. So I mean, I think that she's got to get right on the win category right away. Get that confidence built.
All right, there's our thoughts in race number 1. We're going to move on to race number 2, and we're going to kick off the first of 4 golds here in race number 2, and we're going to go to some rookie pacing fillies, a field of 6. We're going to get a chance to see a Clean Deal and Dea hook up yet again. And the last time we saw these two fillies hook up, it was a Clean Deal, I believe, who got the job done over Dea. But Clean Deal currently the 6-5 favorite. Dea probably tighter in terms of some overnight races, right? Racing in the She's a Great Lady final. A really good second for that Jack Darling filly. Nobody was going to touch Lua Deep off that stakes record mile in that outing. But for me, I'm going with a filly that I think is a little bit fresher. Coming off a couple of qualifiers in a Clean Deal, and this filly's no slouch in her own right. I don't know how to separate the two, but I elected to go all in on a Clean Deal and just hope that maybe the fact that she hasn't been in some of these grueling races, I think that maybe she's going to have a little bit more to offer late.
Yeah, I kind of the same thing. Let's check that replay out. She's got 2 back-to-back qualifiers, and let's look at the last qualifier where she's a winner in 55, last quarter, 26 flat. So he goes 52 with her the first time when she'd missed a little bit on September the 12th, and nice even mile there too, last quarter in 26 and change. And then he comes back with an even simpler mile in 55, but really, really stokes it up in the last quarter. 26 flat for this this guy, or for this girl. My big thing with her is with her gate speed and McNair driving her and that. I'm just hoping that, you know, he's going to be able to get her out of there and sit right on Daya's back. And if he can do that, I think that he can maybe get the job done. The big thing that I've noticed with Daya, racing fantastic. What a year she's had, you know, 9 starts, 8 times in the top 2. But she's starting to get hot. And it seems to me like she's, you know, wanting to do all of her racing in front. Seems a couple times when Jody tried to sit her there, she wouldn't have nothing of it. You know what I mean? So if she goes that route, then I think that she's going to just be starting to chop miles for an eventual winner, whoever's sitting close to her. So I'm kind of hoping that it's going to be a clean deal tonight.
And you heard Jack Darling speak about they've done numerous things to try and tinker with her, to try and maybe just keep her a little bit more quiet. But undoubtedly, the talent is there, the speed is there, and that's exactly what she's shown throughout her young campaign. 9 starts already for her. She's, you know, participated in some of those big dances. But I'm with you. I'm going to, you know, just hope that a clean deal can bounce back, because the last time we saw her on August 29th, she was an overwhelming chalk in that outing. It was a tough trip, but to be honest, Randy, she never quite looked, as she was going to the gate, she never quite looked like herself in that outing. So to me, she didn't look like herself. And tough trip or not, I mean, maybe something was amiss on that particular night.
You're talking the start where she was 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it down as struggle.
Yeah.
She just did not look herself out there at all. You know,
agree.
Normally she kind of has a bit of an air about her.
Yeah.
She just seemed like she was really, really stale and struggling out there to stay with them. But that's the first time I've ever seen her struggle. And with the struggle, she ends up finishing 3rd, beating 3/4 of a length, and paces a mile in 51 and change.
Tell you one thing, I don't think we can discount Naughty Delight. It didn't work in the Champlain. James took a speed approach there to say, you know what, let me try and cut this mile. He had a tactical advantage over Daya, who had post 10 in that outing. He removed to the lead. That was the first time this filly has tried the front. I don't think she really liked it, Randy. You know, I think James is going to probably revert back to the stalking trip. And look, if this becomes a sprint for home and she's within striking distance, or she gets some favorable panels up front, she's going to be heard from late. So I viewed it as a lot of people are going to view it as a 2-horse race. But Naughty Delight with the right trip is going to merit a lot of respect here.
I would say if you take a clean deal out of it and Day out of it, I think that Naughty Delight, I agree with you. I think that she's the most talented in there. Horse that I'm going to throw in on the bottom, though, John, is TH Check Me Out. I haven't given up on this girl. When she first came out, she was one of our it girls. Like, she was the one that you had to go to. Been knocked off a little bit, but she hasn't gotten over-raced either. Like, they've been racing her a little bit lightly. With the 11 starts, maybe it might kind of get a bit of a resurgence going. And I thought in that last one, in that final of the She's a Great Lady, James driving her, I thought she was locked in climbing over horses. So, she could come up with a nice effort.
The one that you backed in her career debut as well. We're going to move on to race number 3, and we're going to get some a pop-up series leg here in race number 3. This kicks off the early pick 4. We've got a field of 8. The morning line favorite's going to be the 3-horse Muscle Fashion, one that you went to last time out. And the horse that I went to last week was a 6-horse Mercutio. A tough trip for Mercutio because he really never had a seam to come up the inside, Randy, but Muscle Fashion using his gate speed to his advantage, and he was sharp in what was his second consecutive victory, and he's going to be tough in here if he gets a good rating here as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he definitely the horse to beat, right? You know what I mean? And then you always go back to that 51 mark there, just glaring at you, you know. But I'm going to go back to Mercutio. Now, interesting, when he came in here last week, all we had was that September the 11th line. We didn't have the Batavia line in the program, you know. So didn't really have that reference. It looked like he'd maybe, hadn't raced in 11 days. But, Bobby McClure shot him out of there, landed right in the 2-hole, and I don't know. I mean, Jody's horse races good in here, no doubt about that. But, I mean, Bobby, when he does get out, I think it's too late.
Way too late.
Yeah. So right here, it just looks like, I'm not saying that he's running Jody over, but Jody's chasing. And Bobby, I think he's got some pony there. Now watch what happens when he does finally get a little bit of room up the inside. He's going to end up finishing second in there. Never really gets a full shot at them. And when you see the head on, you'll see that Jody never gives him a full shot at it. So now this week, Bobby didn't come back with him. We're going to pick up Dougie McNair on this guy. So I think that if Dougie launches this guy out of there, and worst case scenario has Jody come back around and cover him up, maybe Dougie gets locked in too. But if he gets out, I want to see the end of the movie.
I completely agree. Like you said, if you look at the head-on shot, there was only a seam right at the wire, maybe just before. So no room for him, and a good drive there by Jody, keeping the rails shut. Right, you just obviously don't want to let the biggest threat to you come up the inside. So he kept that lane shut. Worked out for you, didn't work out for me. But tonight we're hoping for clear sailing here for Mercutio here this evening. And what is a wide open way to kick off this early pick 4 sequence, because I think some other horses merit some respect. Johnny Buckshot on his game, I think, can be tough. I'm not sure what to make of Waterfall, but he did get bet hard last time out. You could see his momentum kind of got a little bit stagnant, because I think Missouri came first over, pulled, to kind of stall his momentum a little bit, but a horse that is just probably a little bit camera shy, but I think he's been getting better.
I agree. I think the horse that I was really, really happy with last week was Nazuri.
Yeah.
Didn't use him this week.
No, neither did I.
But I did like the effort last week. First over and stayed right with them.
Exactly. I think that's going to help a horse as well. But one that I left off. I'm like you, Randy. I left him off.
I think he might get away kind of bad.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to race number 4. And this is going to be another gold here for 2-year-old trotting fillies. Please note this also kicks off the pick 6 sequence, which consists of a carryover of over $7,600. So really nice carryover opportunity on this Monday night program, Randy, which just kind of adds to it.
Always makes it a little bit cooler there, having these kind of big pools in the multis.
Carryovers are the best.
Beautiful.
Just
free money.
Free money, exactly. And we always it always garners a pretty big pool. But this is a really nice group of trotting fillies here, Randy. And Bingo Night, the morning line favorite. She's had a stellar rookie campaign. She's hit the board on all 8 of her tries, has won half of them. Was second in the Champlain last time out to Denarius, a filly who has raced really sharp. I think she came back and won at Lexington as well following that effort. And look at she's been chasing, right? Flowing Tribute, Sugar Packet. I mean, she's been facing on top-notch fillies, and she's a top-notch filly herself.
Oh, yes. Yes, she is. And like you said, what a season that she's had for Team Jones, and great.
A homebred, too, of that.
Yeah,
right?
And great job done by Tyler. Driving this one all year, right from the time that she baby raced. He turned her into a really, really nice filly, speed badge of 53. Now, I'm going to play against her and hear me out on this, okay? Like, if you go down to her bottom 3 lines, I mean, every week she comes home in 27 seconds. And I mean, even one time she was a winner in 53 and 4, 27 and 1 on the end of it. Now, look at her top 3 lines. She's been second every time, and all of a sudden it's 28 and 4, 28 and 2, 28 and 3. I don't know if at some point maybe she's tasted a little bit of blood. I don't know if maybe she's getting a little bit tired. I don't know if maybe they kind of laid off her for a bit and she's going to be extra sharp tonight. Either way, I think it's a situation where I'm going to try playing against her. I wish the Team Jones nothing but success, and I absolutely love this filly. But there's another one in here I think that's pretty coming into her season really, really good too. Now, Bingo Night, 8 starts. The one that I'm going to like is only 5 starts. Now, that's not much of a separation until you have to train these horses and sit behind them. 3 starts in a year for a 2-year-old, it's a lot. So let's take a look at HP Crystalline, the 7 horse in here. This replay. Now we're going to show the qualifier on her, but where she really I thought on August the 19th, she was way out of position, finishing second in that race. Way out of position in that race. And I think she wins that race. Then she would have come back with a win at Grand River in the gold, and then this qualifier here. And you're going to see Louis do a sneak up the inside with this girl. Dougie's going to stay right on Bobby's back with Flowing Tribute. Louis going to take a little bit of a ride up the inside. And this girl doesn't disappoint me again. At no point since HP Crystalline has came on the track have I ever seen a bad race come out of her, and she does consistently flash 27 and change on the end of it. So I'm going to go HP Crystalline over Bingo Night. I could be big time wrong here, but that's the way that I'm going. You're going to go with the 5 horse, adding the trotting hobbles, also having a good year. I threw her in for 3rd. I like the idea of going to the trotting hobbles, but I'm not sure if I'm just ready to turn the mantle over to Cher Hill.
I think this filly's got some ability though. But I think you and I both taking the same approach and trying to play against the Bingo Night. Looked to me like Dougie was trying to keep her brave behind
100%.
Tribute, and almost looked like to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe trying to get a bit of a feel for those hopples as well, because she has had braking issues in her young career, and she's going to add the pants here coming into this evening's outing. And I like the way that she qualified the last time out. And I think now, maybe Doug can be a little bit more confident with her, because, look, at Lexington, she was going to get the job done on August 11th. In my opinion, she was going to slip up the inside with Timmy, and she jumped it off in that outing. But she came back a start later and came from a long way out to get the job done. So that was a really good effort. And obviously, Grand River, was bet down as the favorite in that outing and made a miscue. Never quite looked comfortable getting around there, and then of course another miscue again. So really curious to see how those hopples are going to help her tonight. But to your point of HB Crystalline, she's got good wheels on the end of it. I think the fact that she showed that she can jet out of there off the gate like she did at Grand River, I think you got to feel confident that she'll get away cleanly here in this spot as well tonight.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think that she's going to be good to go in here tonight. Really, really looking forward to her. And I see that we both use the same horse underneath, and I got a feeling we both use Greek. Well, I use Greek Manalishi probably for a different reason than you. You just like the Greek part there in your name. But I use it because so far for Nat Day, I mean, I know it's just been a grassroots in the Champlain, but so far for Nat Day, she's done everything properly. She's a green Manalishi, you know, and I just think that she's coming in here much fresher than the rest. You know, we could be looking at a horse that can come up with a big, big effort in here tonight.
Big time. And again, a lot of breakers in that grassroots victory and what was her career debut, but she had a tough post in that Champlain division. And look, she closed up really well at the end of her mile. So one that I'm interested to see here tonight as well. We're going to move on to race number 6. This kicks off the late pick 5 sequence. Nice group of rookie trotters that we've got here, Randy, and the outside 2 are going to be the ones that garner the most attention here in this gold for 2-year-old trotting colts. Strobe Light's going to be your morning line favorite. They purchased the Connections purchased the slot for the Mohawk Million. Unfortunately, he made a miscue heading into that first turn, but we are going to see a shoeing change. We are going to see the addition of trotting hopples for this Ben Baerjean trainee. So he's got the far outside, but he can jolt out of there. But there's one to his inside, Randy, Trouble with Names. Look, just 4 starts in his rookie campaign, but I've been really impressed with those outings so far.
I haven't seen even close to an end of Trouble with Names. You know, some of these other ones we've seen an end to them, but I haven't even seen anything even close to an end with Trouble with Names. He did finish after the chop there at Grand River. He did finish second in there, but I mean, again, I didn't really look at it as a horse that was better than him as much as the fact that I didn't really think that he was getting over Grand River that good, to tell you the truth. Okay. It seemed like he was spinning most of the time to me, so maybe it kind of tired him out. Strobe Light getting the trotting hobbles, interesting shoeing changes coming in from Baerjean on this guy. They're going to take the flip-flops off up front, and they're going to go to steel up front. Now, normally that would tell you that the horse's front feet are feeling a lot better, and you know, he should be good to go in here tonight. But to the same effect, his very last start, he made a break. So that kind of makes you kind of wonder, too. You know what I mean? Is he coming in here on the top of his game? If he's coming in on the top of his game, would he be putting trotting hobbles on him and sending in all these shoeing changes? Or is he maybe just like kind of grasping to get him through the last push of this, you know, season?
I'm not sure about that. To me, how I viewed it is that James tried to get out of there, and the moment he tried to clear, that turn was approaching, and to me it looked like he just really couldn't handle that turn.
For it.
Yeah. So I wonder if they just kind of want to, if they know they're going to have to leave out of here from the outside, to get a good spot off the gate. If you have to leave hard again, and obviously collar that first turn yet again, maybe they just want to keep him trotting throughout, but who knows, right? I mean, I think it's definitely interesting as well. Anytime you see shoeing changes sent by Ben, it always merits a lot of respect, though.
Does.
It's for good reason, right?
Did we haven't showed the replay? Okay, Trouble with Names. Now, I know that this is only non-winners of 2, but he finished second in his gold before that. He raced in the 2-year-old Open, in against a lot of gold colts in there, LP Bay and other great mass, Captain Code. He finished a nice locked-in 5th in there, win his grassroots. Now, let's take a look at this guy. And this is the big thing. I understand that these aren't gold colts that he's racing in against, but sometimes you don't have to be in against to show little things there that just, that, they're going to be able to carry it to the next level. I don't need to see Bobby Orr in against a bunch of great players to know that I'm looking at a great player. And this is a great player. Everything about him is easy and easy going, the gait on him, everything about him. So I'm going to go with him, going into this gold. I don't see at all him going off as the favorite in here. I see Garnett's got him down up on top. I don't see him going off as the favorite with the outside post position. So he's going to be my top bet.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure who's going to go off as the favorite because I went back to Strobe Light here in this spot, but I do think that Trouble with Names is going to be tough. But 3 of the 4 handicappers here on screen They're going with troubled names as well. But again, I'm not sure who's going to go off as favorite. I think both are going to take plenty of support. But you have to figure that 53 and 3 miles is going to garner some wagering support from Strobe Light as well. But
True.
Yeah.
But again, with the trouble with names, I mean, come on, let's face it here. Like, I mean, we like them. We both.
Oh, yeah.
I like them. You like them. Lots of people like them. But please, man, I mean, he shows a win in a grassroots.
Yep.
And he shows a win in non-winners as too. So don't pound him down to 3 to 5.
Yep.
You know, because I just don't think he's supportable at that number.
No, look, if he's 3 to 5 and you get Strobe Light at a bit of a better number, I think you have to take the value with that Ben Bergeron
he
train.
showed where he can compete with those kinds of horses.
You put another great mass in for third. I think this guy gets around the big track way, way better. I've liked his last couple of efforts on the big track. This guy's got some wheels on the end of it, and this Ed Piccone trainee has done some good things in his rookie campaign.
What about mass deployment? Did you find a spot for him?
I couldn't tonight.
Me neither.
I just couldn't.
It's too bad because I think he's another sharp horse.
Yeah, not at the table. Carlos, I mean, we were waiting for him in that
Greek's picking up a live one.
maiden spot last time out again, and unfortunately they canceled the card there, and he's going to come into this gold right now. It would have been nice to get a confidence-boosting score coming into this gold, but we're going to move on to the next gold here in race number 8 for 2-year-old trotting fillies. We've got a field of 7. We kind of touched about this matchup that we're looking forward to seeing head-to-head. Randy, Flowing Tribute and Ronda Mackay. You know, before last week, Flowing Tribute might have been a layover in this group, but after last week's mile that this Doug Bowens trainee put forth, you know, Flowing Tribute's got some competition going into tonight, I'd say.
And it's not just that mile, right? I mean, right from the time that she's came out, she's just been extra special.
Yep.
I mean, her very first start, she draws the rail, you know, which is tough for any young horse, you know what I mean? And she ends up winning that race with the last quarter in 27 flat. John, in 56, some of these horses haven't even got there yet, showing speed like that. Now she comes back to the rail. She's had it twice, never bothered with it either time. The last week she was incredible. Let's take a look at Ronda Mackay in her last start. And like I said, this is why I'm going with this one. I absolutely love Flowing Tribute, but I think Flowing Tribute's going to have to be on her game on this one. I got a feeling that she's going to be chopping this one out, and Jody could just be setting the garden spot here. But let's take a look at this young lady.
This is a spitting image of her career debut when there was I believe Scott Young came first up and looked like she was going to look her in the eye on the heading into that final turn. And the moment the head of the stretch came in, Ronda Mackay just absolutely took off in her debut, and she took off here.
This is a different gear.
It's a different
This
gear.
is a completely different gear. And look at the size of her. It's like some of these other ones are starting to show their season. This girl here, man, she looks like she just walked out of the buffet. I mean, great job done by Bowens there. And boy, I'll tell you, if there was anybody that I would be cheering for in this situation, it's the owners of this horse, Doug Bowens and Rusty Taylor. Couldn't find two nicer people.
Russ Taylor, I mean, the emotion that he showed after she crossed the wire last time out, he knows he's got a special filly here with a Doug Bowens, and good luck to them as well, because they need to get the job done here to qualify for that super final. And we would love to see her qualify for the super final because it's going to add to the depth of that race and to that field itself. So best of luck to them. And Garnet Barnsdale, the only one going with Flowing Tribute. Can't fault him there. Again, it looks like a 2-horse race here in this spot. But Ronda Mackay, she's going to garner some wagering support here in this spot, and one that many of us are going to go to here tonight.
I'm not even sure if it's a 2-horse race, because I'm a big fan of this Barbara May too.
Yep.
And I mean, what happened with Splash of Green? I mean, at one time she looked like she was the horse. You know,
her debut was exceptional.
Scary.
Right? Just hasn't been the same
Not
filly.
The same, but she's
since
getting a
that
bridle change tonight. Going to take the blind off and go to a set of blinkers. I could see that helping.
All right. We spoke about some carryover opportunities in that pick 6, but we're going to go through that pick 5 sequence first. We're going to start off with the early sequence here, and Randy, let's go through your ticket.
Starting it off with an all, John.
Okay.
Don't
blame you.
Monica is my my pick in here, but hey, things could go different. So if I'm going to catch a price in this one, I think this is the way to do it. So race number 2, Clean Deal is going to be a single, and then in race number 3, I'm using Muscle Fashion and Mercutio. In race number 4, it's going to be 3 and 7, Bingo Night, HP Crystalline, and then back to single, and that's going to be Let's Get Rocked in that optional 20.
He should be good.
He's going to be good, but there's a couple of other horses dropping in with him, though.
I'm with you on the single of a Clean Deal on my pick 5 ticket, Randy. That's one that I'm going to be going all in on, but I spread in the opening leg as well. So I went 4 deep in the opener, 1, 2, 5, 6. I'm going all in on a Clean Deal. In race 3, I'm going to go 4 deep. I do think Mercutio merits respect, but I'm going to go Waterfall. I'm going to use Muscle Fashion, and I'm also going to use Johnny Buckshot in that spot. I liked it to go deep in a couple legs because I'm going to be going all in on Cher Hill. That, to me, could be my separator.
That's your separator,
in a race
buddy.
where I think a lot of people are going to go bingo night. The same way I know you like HP Crystalline. So for me, I'm going to take a shot with this Greg McNair trainee and hope she's good to go here. In the last leg,
Let's Get Rocked.
Yourself
up.
Let's Get Rocked is the horse to beat. This is a better spot, and he raced really well, and he's been racing well. I like the way Atlas Hanover finished up last time out, and with an inside draw, maybe he works out a stalking trip. And he can, get the job done. But again, just some coverage for me. I think that Let's Get Rocked is the one to beat without a doubt.
I completely agree. But to me, the wild card of the whole thing is Dupree Hanover.
Okay.
What's going to happen with him? You know what I mean? I mean, because when he's on his game, John, he's a much deeper horse.
Big time.
And then non-winners at 3,200.
I think the same could be said for even Seriously Hanover.
Agreed.
He's got the speed to get the job done if he can piece it all together. But I can't say I've been in love with the efforts over his last few tries. The pick 6 carryover again, 7,600 plus or all close to 7,600. It carried over here to tonight's program, and Randy and I have provided some pick 6 ticket ideas. And look at those singles right in the middle, Randy. Let's go through your ticket.
Okay, so starting, like I said, in race number 5 is the first single. Let's Get Rocked. Got to get through them. So 6th race, I'm singling Trouble with Names. In the 7th race, I'm going to single Wild Turkey Hanover.
Okay.
My brother's horse. Yeah, I think that could be my separator.
Yeah, big time.
In that one. In race number 8, I'm going to go Rhonda McKay, but I'm backing her up with Flowing Tribute. And in 9th race, I mean, I think that this also could go a lot of different ways. I'm going to go 5 deep in here, but my top pick, Tactical Strike.
Big time. I like it. If you get there to the last leg, you're going to have lots of coverage, and I think you want the coverage if you can get Wild Turkey Hanover across. You and I taking similar approaches here with some separators. I'm going to, single Cher Hill in race number 4 to kick off the sequence. I'm going to go 2 deep in some other legs as well. I'm going to use the 2 horses that I feel like are the ones to beat, Strobe Light and Trouble with Names. My separator in race number 7, I'm going to give Titian a rebound shot here. I mean, I think if she works out a trip behind Zetathena.
I got her in for, I have her in for 2nd. I was originally going to put her on top. And then I'm going to go to my brother's horse.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Yeah. But again, you and I both going with some separators in that leg. I think Zetathena will be the race favorite. I think she's likely going to be the one doing the chopping. And I think if Titian or another horse who's live works out a trip behind her, I think, they merit a lot of respect.
Titian, maybe we should have showed that replay because just for the people out there, I don't know why she made that break. Yeah. Everything was good. And then it just looked like kind of Jody, give her a little bit of and then she run. So I don't put much credit into that break.
No, I think it was just more so just wanting a little bit too eager to get out of there.
She was on one line and he tried to correct her and then she took a bad
I think she would have jogged in that spot.
I think she would have jogged
if she stayed at it. So I think this is a filly who could be gaining some confidence, and I think she can work out a stalking trip here in this spot. And again, I'll use the 2 logicals here, 1-5 to close in the second last leg, Flowing Tribute and Rhonda McKay. And then in race number 9, Handsome Sebastian, he's obviously the classiest horse in the race, I'd have to say. And then Tactical Strike. Made a break last time out, but going to be racing for a new trainer, Gary Murner, in this spot, and I think she's one that merits respect.
Wow, good for you. I mean, that last leg, I kind of thought I was going a little bit goofy there because in leg 9, I went deep in that, but in leg 9 of my late pick 5, I go 1-4, same as you.
Like I said, good to have coverage in that last leg,
say.
especially if you're using Wild Turkey Hanover as a single. Let's look at your plays board, Randy. Let's kick things off here.
Okay, starting off in race 3, it's going to be Beat the Favorite with Mercutio, Locked In Journey, and his last Waples Watch. This is going to be the Chantel filly, HP Crystalline. Going to take a chance with her. All in Rhonda McKay. That doesn't bother me in the least. And worth a look is going to be Tactical Strike. And I think that we're in the same situation with her. If Handsome Sebastian decides to chop and Scotty doesn't have to overdo it and stay close, she's got fantastic wheels on the end.
I've got 3 of those 4 picks of yours as top selections of mine as well, so I'm hoping we can get them across. My all in a clean deal, I'm in agreement with you there. I'm going to take a shot with her as a single in race 2. My best bet, Cher Hill, hoping that maybe the trotting hopples can give her a little bit of an extra gear. My rebound will be Titian in race number 7, and my value play to close out the night, Twin Be Courageous.
Interesting.
I thought it was a good qualifying effort coming into this start.
I thought you were just going with him because of Twin B.
No, close enough. I might as well. After Saturday night, I feel like it would be a good omen right after Saturday.
Yeah.
Some plays of the night from some other resident handicappers. T.H. Monica for Garnet Barnsdale, his spot play there. Kevin Ploucher's spot play is going to be Greek Manalishi. I love that filly. It is going to be a tough spot tonight, though. I will say that, but Kevin swinging for the fences there. And Ghislaine Paquette's Pay Attention, Atlas Hanover. I'd say tough draw. He closed up nicely. He's one that I think merits respect in race number 5. So there's how we view things on this Monday night program. A really good Monday night program. Maybe the best one we've seen in quite some time, I'd say.
I was shocked when I opened up the program. I knew the golds were going, but everything else is great too.
All right, we're looking forward to it, and they're going to be on track momentarily, which kicks off that early pick 5 sequence. Best of luck.